Hey, I'm glad you can tune in. Welcome to our series where I talk to entrepreneurs, guys like you and me, not the $1 million guys, but guys that have built up a business from scratch on their own and are busy building it to empires. But everyone needs to start somewhere, so I thought it will be great for us to see that ordinary people like you and me, can start business and how did they start the businesses. I'm going to move over to the interview. I'll see you in the interview. Hey, welcome back. I'm still busy with Royal Lead from a company called Bit by Bit, a training company for crypto traders. And now he's going to talk to us about cryptocurrencies and how you see the future. I hope you enjoy this interview. Hi, Royal, we are back. Um, well, this time I want to talk about cryptocurrency. You are a trader yourself, but also a teacher, if I can call you. Yeah, you can probably be called a teacher in crypto trading. Tell us a little bit more, and why do you think crypto is so important in your portfolio, especially now with the finances in the whole world that actually is debatable if you, what the guys are really doing and how they manipulate the currencies.
Cobus, I got involved in this journey 5 years ago. I was basically forced into this journey. I had to pay a few thousand Bitcoin subscriptions during that time, and I had no clue what this thing is about. I had friends advertising and talking about it on Facebook. And when we got involved, it wasn't long that every Ponzi scheme that was popping up was Bitcoin this and Bitcoin that. And so the reason why we got involved with Bitcoin is because for myself it was a profitable way to make some extra income. And when I say some extra income, we were paying between 3.5 and 4,000 Rand a Bitcoin during that time. Well, the price is 170,000 Rand a Bitcoin now. So if you just had to think ahead into the future, if you bought something and you look at the devaluation of your own currency, then it makes a lot of sense to buy something. Of course, there's the other side of the story is somebody who's trading it versus somebody who's just buying it to keep it as an investment in the future. It's definitely there was a time when the Bitcoin price was 1,000, that was January 2017, when the gold price was $1,200 during that month, January, and the Bitcoin price overtook the gold price. And I never thought that would be possible, that one Bitcoin, some like a code that nobody can even hold in their hands, could be worth more than one physical ounce of gold. So that grabbed my mind. I said, well, there's something in this. Doesn't matter what people think of it. And of course, the technologies that have come out of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is just a very old, primitive technology compared to what's around now. But it's a commodity and a store of value for most people that are holding it today. And I advise, just like gold and silver are good commodities to hold, Bitcoin is almost a much better one because it's a centralized system which nobody can take control of. Nobody can just take it away from you. Obviously, if you don't have good security, it can be hacked. But if you have the security, it's one of the best stores of value.
Yes, and you have it with you. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can just, if you fly somewhere, I mean, to carry a bar of gold will be difficult, or silver, but to have your Bitcoins, it's just there.
Well, that's a secret of anything that you physically have to hold. Now, old technology, old physical way of accumulating wealth was having physical property or having funds in the bank. And we don't know with the current crisis if your bank will shut down, if you'll lose it all, or if your country will take your property, and there's a whole lot of risks involved. But if you have your money in your funds in Bitcoin, you can have it transferred to anywhere in the world at a blink of an eye. So, and it's available there. Obviously, there's always the tax implication. Nobody must think that they can try and escape tax because of Bitcoin, but there is that safety factor.
Yes, yes, and the easiness of transferring money. I mean, when I still worked in offshore countries, it takes up to 3 days, sometimes even 5 days, to move money from offshore bank into South Africa, and with loads of cost. I mean, really heavy cost involved.
Well, that's just on that point. Last night, not last night, the previous night, I withdrew some profits that I'd taken from my trading account in overseas, and I needed to pay the house with the money. And from the time I withdrew it to the time it was on its way to my bank was 45 minutes. That was 3 o'clock in the morning. By 5 p.m., I had the money in my account, and I could immediately transfer it to the bank, the people I needed to transfer the money to. So the speed of what things are moving is a lot faster using, remember there was a day when we had checkbooks, and there was even a previous time when you went to the bank and you had a little book that when you deposited money, you filled it in and there was a little stamp and a signature. Those days are gone, and we need to move on with the times. And we're forced into a whole new world system now, which is a lot easier for us, even though we think there's some conspiracy behind it. But Bitcoin was created for decentralized, not centralized systems like Facebook is trying to do now.
Yes, and still there's people, I can see it on when people talk about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin especially, where people feel they want to go back to the checkbook and the little book that you write in. They want to see the physical thing, and they just don't get it, that days are over. And I mean, it's not like a coin can just disappear. All right, anything is possible, but somewhere it will be. If you mess up with your security, it might go out of your trading platform, but it can still, it is there. It doesn't just disappear. And there is just a few of the coins. They cannot print it like they do now. In probably every reserve bank in the world is just starting to print money now. And that is...
Yeah, well, that's the quantitative easing is just to help countries. We see that the South African Reserve Bank has been told to print 50 billion rand at short notice. So where does that money come from? What was sold for that money to become money? And as that more cash comes into the system, so the cash will depreciate and the value of cryptocurrency become more and more and more.
Yeah, and when people say, but they don't trust electronic money, they forget that all this printing is also just electronic. It's just a lot of zeros in a bank account somewhere.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thanks, man. I see we are running in more than 10 minutes already. I want to keep this video short, but I appreciate your time and really look forward to talk to you again.
Great. Thank you, Curtis.